And we welcome you back on the Main Street of America Facebook Live Tour. We're stopping by Apple Tree Antique Gallery once again because this upcoming weekend is the third Friday of the month weekend sale. All right, we're going to head inside and tell you a little bit more about this sale and some of the vendors in here. This is Apple Tree Antique Gallery, 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway in the heart of Bethany. Call them at 405-495-0602. And as soon as you walk in the door in front of this jewelry display, you can see these little post-it notes hung on the glass. Those appear to be discounts for this vendor. And that is the story of the weekend here at Apple Tree Antique. Huge sale coming up this weekend. Again, third Friday of the month. CS21, that's the vendor number. Magazines in this basket are 75 cents and under. And we'll point out some more sales like this as we move through the store. I'll get you a quick look at the front of the store. 3 aisles, all lined with vendors up and down. And of course, we're going to do our best to go take a look at every single one. But normally we go right, so let's go ahead and go left to start off this Facebook Live tour. Speaking of Facebook, Apple Tree Antique is on the platform. Go to facebook.com/Apple Tree Bethany to find them on social media. So here's one of our first vendors: books, records, movies, a little bit of toys, 50% off right through here. Again, it's at basically every turn. You're going to see these little signs hung up that say 50% off, maybe 20% off. Find them throughout the entire store. Third Friday of the month sale. They do it every month. And you can come by and get clothes for the school year, last minute purchases for your kid getting ready for the semester, for yourself, whoever you're shopping for. 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway here in Bethany. We love coming through Apple Tree Antique. There's always something new every time you come in here, always something you've never seen before. And again, I'm going to do my best to show just about everything in every vendor. I may miss some stuff, so I apologize if I do, but I'll do my best to get you a good look. Here's this vendor, 40% off all shelves, all LG displays, and all items over $50. BL22. I wonder what the BL22 stands for. I might have to ask when we're done with this Facebook Live. I see a University of Kansas flag here. I think that's a flag. Hold on, I'm going to pull this out. It is maybe not the pickup in Oklahoma, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. Maybe if you're just a big college football fan, right? At this vendor, RS24, 70% off everything except the jewelry. Again, a huge variety of items in Apple Tree Antique. There's a little bit of something for everybody. Toys, clothes, decorations, and I mean everything in between. There's so much stuff that I can't really even name it all. 50% off in this vendor, JN02. 50% off everything. You want that Dallas Cowboys cushion to sit on when you're at a Bethany softball or football game, let's say? Well, good news for you, it's 50% off. You want some memorabilia? I see a signed OU football. Good news for you, that's probably 50% off. Everything with a silver star over here at AA50 is 50% off as well. A lot of different ways. Some people will just give it to everything. Some people will mark. Some people will specify what is and isn't discounted. But you can be sure that every vendor has something. At least that's what it seems like to me. 15% off everything over $5 except for firm and markdowns at GM71. In movies, decorations, cups, and silverware and plates, cowboy hats. I need me a new cowboy hat, I think. May have to come by Apple Tree Antique someday I'm not working. How about that? On this side, 20% off everything under and over $5 except for firm, BN76. Hot Wheels apparently are making a comeback as a collector's item, and we'll show you a huge Hot Wheels vendor back at the front of the store. You might have saw it right as we walked through the doors, but I'll definitely give you a good long look at everything they have over there. We used to play with Hot Wheels when I was younger. I've got some good memories like that. JA27 No discounts on health and beauty. 50% off everything over $5 except for the permanent markdowns. RB81, 20% off of the clocks only. You need a new clock, grandfather, wall clock, come by Apple Tree Antique. They've got another vendor dedicated to those in the back, which we will see as well. CC33, 10% off everything over $5 except firm and markdowns. As we've gone through, I've even seen a couple plushes. Yeah, you saw one right there. Plush dolls and stuffed animals, things for their kiddos, children, grandchildren, whatever you need, you can find at Apple Tree Antique Gallery. We're moving through the far left of the store right now. We're going to go ahead and head to the middle here shortly. Still taking a look at a lot of these vendors. Now here we get to the dolls. Okay. Common in some of these vendors as well, SM43, 50% off everything. You can see it on the signs right there. Antique dolls. Some people I've heard still collect these even. And of course, the tiny decorations on this side. WW11, 40% off of everything. Come by and take full advantage of the third Friday of the month sale at Apple Tree Antique Gallery. Even more down here, books, movies, records. I bought 2 new CDs recently. I got Bon Jovi and The Best of Foreigner. Pretty good selections if you ask me, but clothes. More clothes. As we get even closer, I mean, the school semester is right about to start, if it hasn't already, honestly, in most places. So come by Apple Tree Antique, grab that last minute purchase you need for clothes, for decorations, for silverware, anything in between. CS21, 50% off everything. Here are some tools, old antique bottles, a lot of collector's items through Apple Tree Antique. If I was a big collector, this is where I would be spending my third Friday of the month weekend, because this is a huge sale happening at Apple Tree Antique Gallery. We're going to head back to the main part of the store here, take a look at some of the other items, some of the other aisles. On the shelf, books and mugs and everything in between. GD44, 15% off all items. Some of these, they have so much stuff, such a wide variety, I don't even know what to call them. Like, I don't know how to describe the vendor, because they're not really toy vendors, they're not really clothes vendors, they're everything vendors. And that is about the most true thing I could say right now. PW52, 25% off everything over $5. Vintage clip-on earrings can be found in this little vendor. Again, there are 2 more complete aisles of vendors and items that we haven't even gone down yet. We're heading towards the middle of the store right now. You can see back there's the front. CD33, 10% off everything over $5 except firm and markdowns. This is the place to be for sports fans. I have a Boston Red Sox sign like this in my apartment right now. So this, again, NASCAR fans, football fans, whatever you want, this is the place to be. I've seen these chains behind me. I'm going to turn around and show it again. These chains, I can't tell you how many times I've seen these at a football game. And hey, if you're a big Dallas, San Francisco, or New York Jets fan, go pick up a chain. Wear it to your next visit to a stadium. On this side, AA71, 15% off everything over $5 except for the firm and markdowns. This is video games. Looks like Xbox 360 to 1 to PS3 and 4. Of course, on this side, you've got more games. But the cups, the collector's items again. I think these are comics in the middle, but they might be magazines. I'm not too sure. A71, 15% off everything over $5 except for the firm and markdowns. We'll keep looking through these vendors. Some more dolls, some more decorations. I'm seeing ornaments, Christmas items now. And they're always playing great music here in Apple Tree Antique Gallery, by the way. Just got to point that out. Perfect music selection. PJ68. That's this vendor here. That's good advice. Don't back down. Come to Apple Tree Antique Gallery for the third Friday of the month weekend sale. 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway here in Bethany. Call them at 405-495-0602. Email them appletree@coxinet.net, and find them on Facebook, facebook.com/AppletreeBethany. Apple Tree Antique Gallery deals in furniture, glassware, collectibles, memorabilia, gotta-haves, clothes, and so much more, as we are seeing on our Facebook Live. DR16, 50% off everything, according to the sign. Plates and cups and clothes. A little bit of decorations, as every vendor has to have, right? We're moving back towards the front here. We're going to take a look at not only the clothes, but actually some of those, looks like Hot Wheels that we mentioned, some little cars. Again, a great place to be for NASCAR fans, I've learned. They have a ton of NASCAR memorabilia, clothes, collectibles. Here are some of those model cars I was talking about. This one's the one I like. The Jeff Gordon Foundation, number 24. That was the racer I knew when I watched. Did like Jeff Gordon a lot. So come by, pick up some of these little cars. Kyle Busch, Ryan Preece, and of course more as we go down. And of course it's the third Friday of the month sale here at Apple Tree Antiques. You can get them at great discounted prices. Take a look at some of those caps there. CD33, 10% off, everything over $5 except for markdowns. Remember, call them at 405-495-0602. That's the number for Apple Tree Antique Gallery. Now we're finally just about back towards the front, so that means we've got one more aisle to take a look down. If you haven't gotten enough of the discounts here, don't worry, there's still plenty more to take a look at. And this is another one of my favorite vendors with all the Thunder gear they have posted up here. You see glassware is a big part of this vendor here. I do like that Game On sign. That's pretty good. So we're going to take a look at our final aisle here, A092, 15% off everything over $10 except for the firm and markdowns. We are at Apple Tree Antique Gallery, 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway, Bethany, Oklahoma.
Plenty of model trains.
Yes, plenty of model trains, absolutely. We're actually going to take a look at some of those trains right now, just because we're in the area. BG77, 15% off purses and wallets only, according to that sign. Here are some of those trains we were talking about. You get a lot of collector's items for people who have a collection they want to work on. You can collect pretty much everything. Again, we mentioned like those dolls, the trains, the Hot Wheels, but they've got sports memorabilia. Here's some jewelry. There are some coins. The clocks on the wall, the cat clocks. I don't actually know what those are called, to be honest. Kit Kat clocks. Hey, that's a good answer. We made it to the final side of Apple Tree Antique, this last aisle. And here are the Mopars. Big sale on them for the third Friday of the month weekend. Robin and James welcome you to Mopars, Hot Wheels, and Diecast. This is a fan favorite vendor, if you will. I don't know how they ever came into possession of this many Hot Wheels, but they have somehow managed it. Come find this vendor at 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway. Call Apple Tree 405-495-0602. Find them on Facebook /Apple Tree Bethany. Of course, you can email them appletree@coxinet.net. All right. We are in our final aisle now. So I'm going to point out a few more things as we move back. I've seen some Barbie dolls. I've seen clothes and camo right here. There's Leia Organa up there on the shelf. Very cool. MJ24, 15% off everything over $5, except for the Furman markdowns. Also here, MJ24, 50% off all Christmas items. You can never prepare for Christmas early enough. So come by Apple Tree Antique and pick some stuff up for your next celebration. Speaking of Christmas, you can't prepare for Halloween early enough either. Or Thanksgiving for that matter. And I bet you can find something for it here at Apple Tree Antique. Furniture, glassware, collectibles, memorabilia, gotta haves, clothes, and everything in between. Big thank you to Apple Tree Antique for letting us come through and do the Main Street of America Facebook Live tour. We're going through looking at all the different vendors here in the store. HV17, 50% off everything over $5, except for the Furman markdowns. Yes, collectibles, jewelry, wall decor. You can find it all at Apple Tree Antique and listen to some great music, talk to some great people while you do so. The staff here at Apple Tree Antique is awesome, very kind. Big thank you to Carol and Shotzi, the owners of Apple Tree Antique. Mystery jewelry jars, ready to wear, BG22. 15% off everything over $5 except those firm and markdown items. We finally made it to about the back corner of the store. Of course, I feel like I've skipped over so much just because there's so much to see at Apple Tree Antique. You could pretty much spend your entire day in here and still not see all the stuff they have to offer. Croc Charms, HK17, 25% off everything over $5 except for the firm and markdown items. But Croc Charms, I've heard, are very popular, so take a look at these. If you like to or know someone who likes to wear Crocs and decorate them, you might stop by Apple Tree Antique, take part of that sale, third Friday of the month weekend sale, and grab some Croc Charms. And I mentioned earlier about the vendor that specializes in clocks. We're about to come up and see some of those. There they are in the back. RB81, 10% off clocks only. Beautiful makes, beautiful clocks. I wonder if people collect clocks. Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised. You can see the silverware sets, porcelain, glass, everything in between. Come by, see it there on sale. Stop by Apple Tree Antique, 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway. At RB81, this vendor, 10% off everything over $5 except for the firm and markdown items. So we're finally moving back towards the middle row, so we're going to head back to the front of the store and wrap up this Facebook Live tour. Now, it's a lot of fun doing this tour, coming through and seeing Apple Tree Antique, but truly I've got to say to you, you've got to come yourself. You've got to come by and visit because there are things that you have to see to believe. And this doesn't really give you the correct scope of how much is in this store. I mean, I can only show so much with the camera, I feel like. Every time I look around, there's something new I haven't seen before. DR16, 15% off everything in this vendor. As we head back to the store, Apple Tree Antique Gallery is found at 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway here in Bethany, Oklahoma. Call them at 405-495-0602. Go to facebook.com/AppleTreeBethany or email them appletree@coxinet.net. Big thank you again to Carol and Shotzi for letting us come through and do this tour. Apple Tree Antique Gallery in the heart of Bethany. We have made it back to the front of the store. We're back at the jewelry CS21, taking advantage of that sale. Well, this has been Apple Tree Antique Gallery. Come by, stop by yourself, take advantage of the third Friday of the month weekend sale. And one last big thank you to Apple Tree Antique. We will see you on the next stop on the Main Street of America Facebook Live tour, right here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk, brought to you by America's Neighborhood Values. Thank you.